Hello, welcome to Healing Fire. My name is Judy. Thank you for joining the channel. Everything on this channel and on this live, which will be a video, is allegedly and for entertainment and spiritual purposes only. Thanks for coming along for the ride. So we're just going to hang out a few minutes and let people join on in. Karen Schwartz, welcome. This is your inaugural visit, so thank you so much for joining. And Ginger, yay, catching the show before bedtime. Me too. Texas Tea, always love to see you here. Welcome. Glad you can make it. People are kind of popping in. We'll let that happen over the next few minutes. If anybody has a question that they would like me to address or look at, feel free to put it in the chat. In between my rants, I go and review the chat. And we'll see what we can pull on here tonight on your Sunday evening. Thank you for joining. Does anybody else work weekends or is it just me? I usually do videos after I get home from work. Well, I do them on my days off too. They're just few and far between, but come home from work and then, take care of the dog and come in and start working on the channel. So I'm usually like from bouncing from work to to this. But I work retail, so I also work weekends. Wasn't sure if anybody else worked weekends as well. I know. Yeah, Texas tea. I get you. It's and I get the other perspective, but I've long had my viewpoints of if you're a horrible human being here on this planet, I am not going to be sad when you exit the planet. There's that. So CK was a horrible human being. He was racist. He was misogynistic. He was homophobic. He had zero empathy, and in fact, preached on the fact that people should not have empathy. He accused the children victims of school pew-pews that they were method actors. I mean, he was a vile and horrible human being, and quite frankly, the world is a better place without him. So there you go. Ginger, spicy week indeed. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and then I have the added Aries, redhead, Celtic blood. There's no hope. I have my filter is very, very small. I try. God bless my parents. They tried. They tried to instill a filter. It just never worked. I tried. Oh, good. You're here for all of it. Well, thank you. I appreciate your support. Yeah, it's interesting. But I respect that people, I totally get the other mindset too. I do get that. You shouldn't ever, wish ill on someone. However, sometimes the best parts of people are when they exit the planet. And if that's how the universe chose to make it happen, and if that was part of his life plan, I mean, it's happening at this time for a reason. This is all culminating into what's going on. And it will be a factor on our change. And quite frankly, if it helps move, which who knows, the right closer to getting some pew pew control, then cool. Oh yeah, I know. He's just a saint. He was such a good man. Yeah, that's complete bullocks. That's it. He was not a good person, and I stand by that. If you think he was, you're probably not watching on this channel. So there you go. I am not the channel for you if you do think he was a good person. There are other resources for you. This one is not it. Yeah. But don't have to worry about that one anymore. I do find it comical that, not comical, but actually predictable that they immediately blame the Dems and villainize the Dems for this whole thing, and accusing us of wanting violence. But it's the whole, um, deny everything, admit nothing, and make counter accusations. And that's exactly what they're doing. And even F45 Junior is out on the little news spree, using all of the words that we've been calling F45, which is, fascists and these terrorizing people and things like that. Well, now he's using those same exact words, which is again classic narcissist towards the Dems, just using the same words right back at you. So that's just who they are. That's who they are. It's irritating, but we can't do anything about it. So and the people that are going to listen to it are going to be the megas. So and there's quite literally nothing you're going to do to change their mind. So yep. Yeah, I know. Well, and um as CK goes through his life review, which he is doing right now. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be an interesting experience. Stephen Miller said he's going to force this on Dems to start civil war. I'm pretty concerned about that because I see the narrative actually going this way. Oh, for sure, they're going to try. That's absolutely. In fact, I addressed that in my video last night. And quoted something he said. So yes, absolutely, that is the intention. And like my video last night, I addressed that. I don't know. I'm losing track of timelines because things are just crazy every day. I think it was a couple weeks ago. I on one of my videos, I had said that they wanted to make Dems and anybody in the LGBTQIA plus community, that they should all be registered as terrorists, right? And therefore arrest them all, which is what Stephen Miller has said he wants to do, and that he doesn't care what charges are brought upon them. And uh, this just plays into that very conveniently, I might add. So this is, in my not so humble opinion, all part of the plan, and I do think it's a plan. But that's me for entertainment and spiritual purposes only, and that's just my opinion. So, but yes, it is part of the plan, and they will try to enact it, but I don't think it's gonna backfire on them, really, because everybody's just so tired of this, and it's really just the megas that buy into it. And it's also the megas that are going around that are doing the pew pew events. They're all megas. So, I mean, if they want to sit and take each other out, it's just stupidity, but okay. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's literally what they're doing. They're sitting there taking each other out. They're claiming we're the enemy, and yet they're taking each other out. I mean, we always knew there wasn't a full, all the fries were not in the Happy Meal. I mean, but they're literally attacking each other. So yeah, they're going to try to do that. That's the plan, so that they can eliminate the Democratic Party, and therefore you have one party. And what happens when you have one party? Your fascist regime is complete. So that is the plan. That is the intention. But I don't think they're going to. They're going to try, but they're not going to get away with it. It's just a bunch of rhetoric. And I would say Texas tea, much like again last night, I think remember I my guides are telling me to pull out the amethyst and connect with intuition and stuff. That has a lot to do with that. There is so much noise going on, and they're trying, especially where you live, because I'm assuming you live in Texas, since that's part of your name. I could be assuming wrong, but especially where you live, I mean, you've got so much of that floating through, and God, I'm so sorry, because that must be horrible. Dallas, okay. So yeah, as I guess my best advice is see it as exactly what it is, just nonsense rhetoric. And it's not gonna, the ones that are gonna pick it up and want to run with it are the ones that they're already thinking that way. I don't think they're going to gain any traction. Let me put it that way. They're not going to gain any supporters, which is what they're trying to do. So, you have the 30% of the lowest common denominator of the country that are mega supporters. And I just don't see that going any higher. And those people already think that way. So, you're going to need more than that to create a civil war. Every day we're shoved into untreated sewage. That's a good assessment. Ish. Yeah. So, I mean, just see it for what it is and know that it's a bunch of nonsense and know that they're trying really hard to create a reality show that everybody's just not interested in. We'd rather go see a Marvel movie. It's like, okay, you're off there doing your thing again, and give it about literally that much attention and turn it off. Like, just don't go there. You make sure spiritually cleanse yourself every single day throughout the day. Yeah, that's good. Do you know how to do white light protection? Like surround yourself with essentially a bubble of light. Do you know how to do this? Do you guys know how to do that? Does anybody not know how to do that? Don't know. Okay. Ginger, no. Texas tea, yes, ma'am. There are a few different ways. That might be a fun. I think as I inch closer to membership level, I'm getting there. I think one of the things I'm going to do is do little classes on things like that. But for let's see. There's a couple ways that I teach how to do it. It's not necessarily how anybody else does it. So you do what works for you. I'll throw that out there. I always like to, when I had my Reiki practice, and I think I covered this in another video. I don't remember, in a video or something, interview. I'm not sure. Anyway, when I had my Reiki practice, it didn't take long before I realized that I was getting people their energy balanced, and then they were leaving the office and they're messing their energy back up again, right? So it was like, okay, well, it's not doing any good if people don't know how to manage their own energy. So I developed this process that I would take people through, and kind of share a little bit with you guys. And this helps a lot with depression and anxiety and just all the things, right? And it's really about centering yourself and managing your own energy and keeping control of it. So what the practice is, and this is a longer version of, some people can just do, I have a white light bubble around me and they're solid. Other people are like, I have no idea what that means, and that, and I don't feel anything and I don't notice anything. If that works for you and it's that simple, cool. For me, it is, because I've been working with energy for so long. But if you're just learning to work with it, it might not be that simple. if you can do that, if you can imagine a white light bubble around you, and just declare that only the only energy in this space that's around me is white light, healing energy, good energy. There's no negative energy allowed. Period. End of story. Be very, very firm. And basically, it's setting an energetic boundary. The thing I would caution, and then I'll get into teaching how to do the other thing I was talking about. The thing I would caution is that very often people, humans, because we get so exhausted from each other, we tend to put up brick walls. And you don't want to put up a brick wall. I always akin it to like being a screen door. You want to put up a screen door. Screen door lets the energy flow, but it keeps the bugs out, right? We want good energy, healing energy, love energy, all the good stuff. We just don't want the bugs, right? So when you're setting that intention and when you're setting your energetic boundary, while it's great to say, the only thing allowed in this space is white light, healing energy, and energy of, the highest source, highest and greatest good, however it is you phrase it. That's, in that concept. While it's great to set that and also declare no negative energy is allowed in this space, while you're setting that intention, envision it as a screen door, and any of the bugs, the negative energy, any of the bugs that come in are like, boop, they just bounce off like they hit a trampoline, right? Just negative energy bounces off. But it still allows the other energy to flow. To help with our energy flow and peace and balance and wholeness and feeling grounded and connected to spirit, all of that, we have to remain connected to the three energy levels: the spirit energy, the human energy, and the earth energy. All the energy flows up and down and side to side. We have to remain connected. One of the biggest mistakes I think people make is we get exhausted from humans and we're like, oh, brick wall, don't want you, not allowed. But then that blocks that energy flow of humanity. And that is necessary. If we're going to have a complete flow of our energy, we have to have that human energy connection, the earth energy, or the humanity energy connection, side to side, as well as up and down. So my biggest advice is screen door, not brick wall. So, and that might take some practice, and I can work with people on that on an individual level as well, if you want. But anyway, to balance or to set the tone of your energy, this is a little bit more intentional process. This is what I would teach people to do before I would take them into a Reiki session. I would teach them how to manage their energy. So especially if there's depression or anxiety, which right now, off the charts for everybody, right? So if they're like, I just want to feel, most people would come in and I just want to feel better. I'm exhausted. I'm depressed. I'm, anxiety all the time. I just want to feel better. My question to you is, do you remember a time in your life that you were happy? And maybe it was, as a child, or that you thought you could be happy and you knew what that was going to feel like. Some people literally have never felt happiness. And so when I ran into those people, then we would get into another discussion. Those are fewer numbers than most of us have felt a level of happiness at some point. So if you're one who has never felt happiness, that's a whole Reiki session. We'll get into that topic because that's a whole thing in and of itself. But imagine if a time in your life when you have felt the happiest, or when you have felt how you want to feel again. And I say again, because if you're declaring, I want to feel better, or I want to feel, I just want to feel good again, or I want to feel happy again, or that tells me that you felt that way before. It might have been 40 years ago, but you have felt that way before. So I want you to grab a hold of the feeling that brings you. What is the feeling of that happiness, or how you want to feel, or how you want to be? Capture that feeling, and I want you to sit with it. And I'm doing this because I'm picturing like this energy ball in my chest, like in your heart chakra, right? And just hold that tight. That what does that feel like? And this is where, some meditation might come in, especially if you're not used to doing this. This could take a minute, right? So it's okay. Some people can do it really quick. Other people, it takes them months to figure out how to do this. There is no right or wrong way, and it takes practice if you've never done it. So don't like, oh, I'm not doing this fast enough, or there's nothing to do with it. All we're getting you to do is, what does that feel like? What does that feel like that you want to get back to? Imagine, like, remember that moment in time that you felt that way. Maybe it was playing with a friend, or going to an activity, or a birthday party, or when you got to, when you got a puppy, or whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. If you want to feel happy again, take a moment in time that you felt that level of happiness that you want to feel again. And I want you to take that feeling, and I want you to bring it into an energy point in your chest, in your heart chakra. And I want you to just focus on feeling what that feels like, what that memory feels like, what that happiness feels like. And once you get a good solid, I can feel what that feels like, then you work on expanding it. And imagine that as like a little white energy ball, and you focus on expanding it. And you expand it out until, it fills your chest, then it fills your body. And if you can get it to fill your body, like get it really good and strong, once you can do that, then work on expanding it out to your energy bubble, right? And get that really good and strong. And once you can do that, expand it out to the room, then expand it out to your house, then your city, then your state, then your country, then the planet, then the universe. Like, keep going, right? This is why I say it can take some time to learn how to do this. At some point, you're going to get good enough at doing this. You can walk into any room and you can know, boom, this is my energy. And I'm walking in the room, and my energy owns this space. And this is what's owning this space. And therefore, it's also what's filling me. So you are literally creating your own happiness, and you're letting it fill your body and fill your energy space and fill wherever you go, is what you're learning how to do. And once you can manually control that, I am responsible for my own happiness, and I can feel happy regardless, that you know how to create that feeling in yourself and fill your body with it. It doesn't matter what else is going on. You absolutely have control of being able to feel happy. So I know that's a major concept, and it may feel daunting or overwhelming. To some, others might think, oh yeah, that's whatever, But if you haven't done it, it's a good practice, to something to do that would be good to maybe work on doing. So, okay, I've been yammering. Let me catch up on messages. At my wit's end. Oh, I love that. At my wit's end. I love candles, so that is fabulous. You used to work retail. Yeah. Yeah. I work in a jewelry store, so it's exhausting. Weekends are exhausting because that's what we're a high-end jewelry store, so we do like all the luxury stuff, and but we're literally a destination point, so weekends are bananas. We get people from all over the world come in. It's just it's cray cray, man. It's exhausting. We are living in yes, we are at my wit's end. And Cookie. Hi, Cookie. How are you? Good to see you. Ginger, thanks. I'll try it out. Yeah, and I do schedule readings. If you're new to the channel, my reading sessions are I tune into your energy before we connect, and I do a crystal grid. And the crystal grid tells me areas that you might need healing. I can also see your energy flow and where blocks are. We talk about that for a while. Then I'll do a Celtic card spread, and then I have my dowsing rods. If you have any yes/no questions, then you can ask whatever questions you want. If you want to connect with someone who's passed, anything like that, you can do that through my dowsing rods as well. So I do all of that during a reading. I have an optional add-on of distance Reiki healing after the session. I do it because I do my thing and nobody wants it's bad video because I'm here doing my energy thing. But anyway, I do also distance Reiki healing. I I haven't done in person for a while, mainly because what was my healing room is my youngest son moved back home and now he's in there. But also, I'm really leery about people coming into my house. So I used to have an office. I don't have an office anymore. So anyway, but I do still do distance Reiki. You can book a Reiki session separately. It's a lot less expensive if you do it with the reading and just tack it onto that. So everything without the Reiki is $150. If you want me to add on Reiki, then it's $200 for the total package. So if you're interested, please send me a email that is in the emails and the links, and we can talk about that. But that's what my readings are. Let's see. Texas Tea. One way that helps me do this when I'm having a hard time being happy, I put on music that is happy and upbeat, something that makes you want to dance. Once you feel that energy, you can push it out. Indeed. I call that house cleaning music. Got to put on the jams, and absolutely. And I'll find that too, because because of doing this channel, I live in this space without a break because I work a full-time job. So I'm listening to the news before I go to work. I'm listening on my drive to work. I'm listening to it during my lunch break. I'm listening to it on my way home. I'm getting ideas of if I need to research anything or look into anything or do anything like that before I come on and get home from work. I might grab a bite to eat. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And then I sit down and I start doing working on the channel. And even though they might be like 15-minute, half an hour, whatever, videos, there's 3 to 4 hours of work that goes into it behind the scenes. So it's a lot. And so I live in this space basically 24/7. So sometimes I'll just be like, oh, I need a break, man. And I turn on my music and it's like, oh yeah, that's right. This is good. So Texas Tea, 100% with you. Music is the overall healer, and so is dancing. I used to do jazz, tap, and ballet, and man, I'm telling you, I swear it saved my life, honestly, as a kid. Marhig, Judy is a great reader, and the Reiki healing from her is unbelievable magic. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Ginger, I always dance when music is on, and if I'm cleaning the house, it's got to be rock music. But I'm Gen X, and I do love my rock music. So, Cookie, good to see you. Your readings are the best. Still recovering over your wonderful Reiki. Good, thank you. And Judy's asking, have you ever done a past life regression? Are you asking if I've had one or if I've walked someone else through a past life regression? But really, it's the same answer. I have never walked anybody through a past life regression. I haven't officially done one. However, I've gotten visions from a couple of things that I believe I went through in some past lives. One specifically, I've never liked anything around my neck. That's why I wear V-necks whenever I can. I don't even like regular t-shirts. Even though I wear them, I prefer a V-neck. I don't like anything, especially right here. I don't like anything near my neck. And pretty sure I was hung as a witch, actually, in a past life. And that is why. So not happy with that. But no, I've never walked anybody else through it. Several years ago, I partnered with a hypnotherapist, and we would do what we called hypno Reiki. We have these little classes that we put on, and he would get everybody down into it like a hypnotic kind of trance where everybody just opened up. It was great. And then I would go around one person at a time, and I'd connect in with their energy. And usually that's when I noticed I started getting messages for other people, actually, because when I would connect into your energy to do Reiki, I would start getting information. And so I would connect in, and then if I got a message for you, I would tell you your message, and I would just go around. We had everybody sitting in a circle. I would go around and do that. It was really cool, and it was fun to do. So, yeah, so that was fun. I don't know how that came out of past life regression, but that was, oh, that's why. Because I think to do like past life regression, it requires some kind of hypnotherapy to have best results, perhaps. I'm not sure. That is not my forte though, so that's not something I do. I have a couple of visions of my own on a couple of lives, but that's about it. Skyfire, good evening. Good to see you. Good to see everybody here. Okay. Well, been yammering along. So does that what I explained about the energy thing, did that make sense? It's kind of hard to explain unless you're right there. Oh, Judy, yeah. Also hate tie things around your neck and prefer V-neck tees too. There is a no, I'm not going to get it because it's way up there. Maybe I'll get it. Anyway, I went through this class, called it a Vision Quest class, but it's not Vision Quest like you probably think it's a Vision Quest. But anyway, it went through this class, and the one of the final sessions, there was an arrow that they held, and we were supposed to put it up to right here. I don't even like to do that. Right there, and basically walk into it until the arrow broke. I could do the trust falls. I could do that was the one that terrified me the most. And then I figured, it's not likely going to puncture anything. And if it does, then you know what, I get a tracheotomy. Okay, fine. And so I did it, and it broke. And it's like, that was so impactful to me because I like faced my fear and did it anyway. Right. And I still have the broken arrow that I have up in a little by my Reiki certificate. Actually, it sits up on top shelf. And but oh god, I think that was the most terrifying thing for me because I don't like anything on my neck. Jade Flowers, hello. I love that. Thank you. Texas tea, it was perfect. Learned something new as well. Never thought of a screen door instead of a bubble. Makes perfect sense. Yes. Well, I'm not the only one that hates things around their neck. Okay. Oh, when people come up, as much as they think they're trying to be nice, when they come up and give you a hug and wrap around, I'm like, you can't do that to me. Don't do it, or I'll just sit there and hold my breath until you're done. You people that sometimes come up behind you and like give you a hug from behind, like don't wrap your arm around my neck. Just don't. It is not comfortable for me. I appreciate not doing that. Oh, and then I had two older brothers that tortured me. So there was that too. That didn't help. Okay. Well, I had an idea, and I want to see what you guys think of it. This might be a membership thing too. I'm not quite there, but I'm getting close. So we're getting there. We're getting there. What I was thinking would be fun, but maybe I'll try it, on the general channel here just to see if people even like it. Finally caught your live since you were on, Sherry. Yay! Thanks, thank you, Jade Flowers. You'll love it here. It's great. Thank you, Texas Tea. Come on in. The water's fine. So anyway, what I was thinking about was maybe picking a few of maybe some of the people I've done readings for, or I don't know, a couple of the people that, maybe the regulars, that kind of thing, and inviting like 3 people to join me on a live so we could all interact. But that way you can see each other, like see each other's faces, only if you want to participate, of course. I'm not going to obviously force you to do that. But, have some of the other channel subscribers that you get to see their faces, the face that goes with the name, that kind of thing. Pardon my dog. He's going bananas. Somebody's probably walking by. Yeah, anyway, it was an idea. What do you guys think of that? Is that weird, or is that something that would be fun for you to see the faces of other people? And would you want to participate in that? So let me know what you think. It was just something that was kind of tossed around today, like, ooh, that would be fun. because it's fun to do readings for you guys because I get to see your faces and the faces behind the names, and it's been I've enjoyed getting to know some of you. It's been great. Uh, anyway, that was one idea I had. Oh, and speaking of readings, I have one spot that opened up. The only September spot I've got left on this coming Friday. So if somebody wants a reading this coming Friday, send me an email. We can try to figure it out. So, Shannon, hi. Chef Shannon is here. I did a video interviewing Shannon. If you guys caught that, if you haven't, check it out. Shannon is the most amazing chef ever. I swear to God. I'll go over to she and I met on Facebook, which is funny. And then we became real life friends, and we live in the same city and everything. So we've done fun things. We always have fun adventures together, and I'm sure there's more down our road here, but every time I go visit Shannon, and if she makes food, she loves to cook. That's her love language. So if she makes food, it's like it could be what you think is the most simple food is the most amazing thing you have ever had in your life. So Shannon, you are just that is your gift. I will tell you that. But you know this. Okay. Skyfire. No, not weird. I would, however, most of the time my dog is on my face. That's funny. My cat sleeps on me. So when I so at night I'll go in, and I'm on my side. Sometimes I kind of roll to my stomach, whatever. She knows to roll with me if I move. If I move from my side to my stomach, she starts out. She sleeps on my shoulder, but we've got this little. I call it the log roll, where I'll tell her like I'm gonna move, and I'll start to roll, and she just kind of walks along with me and then plops right. She sleeps on me all night long. This is coming from a cat. I rescued her when she was 13 years old, and she was terrified. And I had to take her to the vet, and she literally shredded me. She bit me to the bone. She was terrified. She shredded my hands. She sent me to the ER when I finally got her to the vet, and that was an experience that neither of us probably ever wants to repeat again. I'm walking in, and I'm literally, I kid you not, I was dripping blood. There was a pool of blood on my car well when I opened the door. That I'm like, oh, that doesn't look good. And I go take her into the vet with the carrier, and there's blood everywhere. And I walk in, I'm like, it's okay, it's just mine. Here you go. And I went to the ER, and they're like, oh my God, what happened to you? So now she sleeps on me. Now, so I mean, the transformation of this little kitty, she was absolutely terrified, and now she's what is she now? She's about 17 years old now. So I rescued her when she was 13. Anyway, yes, Cynthia, I know. Yes, you are scheduled for Friday. No worries, I've got you down. Yeah, I'm not gonna book over you. Don't worry. Yes, Texas tea, the visual. Oh, it was. Oh my God, it was. I can't even begin to tell you what it was like. That. Oh, yeah. Because I couldn't grab her. I had to put her in her carrier, and I was trying to grab her by the scruff because she wouldn't let me pick her up, and she was hiding, and I had to like pull her out, and she, when I finally got her, she literally wrapped herself around my arm, and her claws just shredded my entire arm, and she bit into my fingers clear down to the bone. I mean, this was a 2-hour fight to get her to the vet. Oh my God. But now she's cool. So we both survived. But yeah, needless to say, I went in there. They're like, so have you had tetanus shot? We're gonna give you one. Yeah. Okay. Oh, some people have brought up that when you see my videos, you get this warning. We're gonna have, there's this massive content that you may be disturbing. Blah, blah, blah. The reason why that pops up, it's not the YouTube police, believe it or not, it's me. I have it set to 18 plus. One of the things that when I first started this, I was warned, like, if you do this, you'll get in far less trouble, especially if your content is sensitive to certain members of the public. And while there's no, you know, nudity or any of that kind of thing, I guess some tarot cards have some, which people are getting banned for. So there's that. But also just the nature that I talk about a lot of politics and stuff like that, and there's things like what happened with CK. I'm going to address it. I just keep it at 18 and over is who has access to this video. And so therefore it puts up that automatic warning. So that's why that's there. I realize that probably keeps me from expanding out to more viewership, but it's also my protection in a way as well. So that's why I do that. I think that's all I had on my. Heather Cox Richardson. I was just reading something on her. I'm sure you guys all know who she is. She has her own Substack, but she's also on YouTube, and she posted something tonight about F45 has been trying to have Lisa Cook removed from the Board of Governors, alleging that she has claimed 2 homes as primary residence, and you're only allowed 1 as a primary residence, because if you have a second home, the primary residence gets a lower interest rate, so you can't claim more than 1 at that. So your second home or vacation home or whatever is always going to be at a higher interest rate. The fact that he is alleging she did it tells me that he's done it, and because he's a narcissist and that's what they do. However, we know. Regardless, he's accusing her of it and trying to have her removed from the Board of Governors. However, Chris Prentice and Marissa Taylor of Reuters found that she made the proper disclosures and told everybody involved that the second home was a vacation home, so she has done nothing wrong. As much as F45 is putting out in the media, because I have heard it on other media where, and they talk about it like it's fact, apparently Reuters has found the paperwork or gotten permission with the paperwork, whatever, that no, she did everything correctly. She did nothing illegal. She did nothing fraudulent. She's just fine. Gosh, F45 lied again. Oh, I'm shocked. Okay. Catching up on chat again. You only got it once, and they realize that you're old and haven't bothered with you. What, is that the tetanus shot? Is that what you're talking about? Also, part of imagine that, Cookie, right? Part of the tetanus shot is the what is it? DPT vaccine, diphtheria. What is that? The letters. DPT or diphtheria. Is it diphtheria? That doesn't sound like pertussis. Pertussis, diphtheria. Like, I think they combine them into one, but they also combine it into, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus. Yes. Okay. So you get all of them together. You can get a tetanus separately, but usually they give it all together. So when I got sick, I don't know if you guys, for those of you that have been around since the beginning, God bless you. I got a really bad chest cold, and it wasn't COVID, but it was bad. And they're pretty sure it was pertussis. And they're like, well, have you had a tetanus shot? Because I guess it's been going around like crazy. And all the kids in the high school, this was last spring, all the kids in the high school were out and everything. And I was sick I was out of work for 2 solid weeks. Never in my life. And I started working at 5 years old because we had a family business. Never in my life have I been out of work that long. 2 solid weeks. I could not go back. I wasn't even out that long when I had COVID. So that's just great. Anyway, they're like, well, have you had a tetanus shot? And I go, as a matter of fact, I did when I got shredded by my cat. So they're like, well, it's possible you didn't have that part of the vaccine, but it would be really unusual. But anyway, I'm like, well, whatever. So I don't know. So now I guess I have, hopefully, the vaccine and actual the actual disease. So hopefully I'm clear now for a while. Anyway, Skyfire, what? He lies? Yeah, I know. Shocking. Yeah, the warning for content, Texas D. Exactly. That's what it's for. 45 tries every trick in the book. Well, he also, anytime he accuses somebody of something, it's because it's something he's done before. What is that saying? Like, he who lies is hidden behind the door himself. Is that how that goes? So he knows all the tricks because he's done them all. I mean, that's why he gets fraud cases for everything he's ever done in New York. D-Tap, thank you, Ginger. That one. And some new ones he's made up. Projection, yes, but also again, it's the deny everything, admit nothing, make counter accusations. That's what they do all day long. Those things. That's Narcissist 101. Okay. So I think I hit all of my little notes here. So, all right. Anybody want me to read on anything? Texas T Narcissist. Yes, he is. Karina, spiritual coach. Late to the live. I'll go back to the start and start again later. Well, I'm glad you're here, Karina. Thank you for joining. Much appreciated. All right. I got my cards. What do you guys want me to read on? Besides the usual, are we going to survive? We will survive. We will survive. You don't want me to sing. Will the farmers be okay? Well, there's a lot that ran through my brain when I said, in which respect? Because he's supposedly stopped taking the workers, or kidnapping, we'll say kidnapping the workers from the fields because the farmers were up in arms about it. So supposedly, even though there's so many that are afraid to show up, and I don't blame them, so if they have their workers, like which respect? I know the tariffs are going to kick their butt too. So Ginger, give me like a specific in which way, and I'll ask that. Skyfire question, what do you see? Do you see anything on CK wife? Oh, yeah, she's just as cray-cray as he is. So, yeah. Yep. I mean, well, she vowed that his message will continue. Okay. So he was racist. He was misogynistic. I'm not sure how she's going to pull that one off, but that's okay. Well, there are mega women. So, I mean, you might as well just sit there and slap yourself in the face because that's literally what they do. So, I mean, CK was racist, misogynistic, homophobic, didn't believe in empathy, thinks that openly said it was okay if people exit the planet just to keep their God-given right to have guns. So she's going to continue on that rant. Apparently, didn't learn any lessons at all. She wasn't even emotional. Yeah, because they literally, remember he said empathy is weakness and is what's going to kill this country. So, I mean, for her to do that and also have the message of we're going to continue on. I mean, that was his message. You're not supposed to have empathy for anybody who, takes a dirt nap or gets pew-pewed. And so she's taken his message to heart. They're psychos, man. They are crazy. You can't fix that. And regrettably, that they also bred and had children. So that's unfortunate as well. Tariffs, and crop issues. Yeah. Well, let's find out. That's a good full card read. Let's do it. Thank you, Ginger. So we'll do a poll on the farmers, the FAFO of the farmers. The administration isn't going to help this time. They've bought into a deal to buy up farmland. Yeah, so the farmers are on their own. Yeah. Well, the farmers are, I mean, they're GOPs generally, right? Sorry about my dog. They're GOPs generally. So which I don't understand why. What have Republicans done for them? They haven't done anything for them. Like what? Like especially F-45. Why would you continue to vote? I just don't understand. That it completely baffles me why they can't think for themselves and why just because you live in the country you need to be a Republican. I don't get it. Okay, but anyway, regardless, I'll do a card read on the farmers. It's good. What I'm feeling is it's going to be. I keep hearing it's going to be tight for a while, and then I get it's going to be tough. So, but we'll see what the cards say. Farmers, with all the stuff and things going on, what is the outlook for the farmers? Let's do that one. Well, this popped out, carrying a lot of burdens on their back. Oop, oop. So, yeah. Oh, they want me to shuffle. Okay. I'm shuffling. Well, there's a message in there then because they want me to get to something. Oh, also, if anybody goes to order from the Amazon list, when it gets to shipping, make sure and select my name, not yours. Otherwise, they'll just come to you. Somebody did that. And if you're on here watching, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Very, very grateful. I really do. Sincerely, I appreciate you. But yeah, if you select my name, it's supposed to come to my house, but not necessarily show my address, but if you don't take that step, it'll just go to you. Okay. Farmers. I feel like there's a lot they want to say about this, so we'll see. They still have a lot of agreements with the administration. So, for example, like with the eggs, the poultry industry went and met with F-45. I read on this like back last spring. That part of the reason with the egg thing was that there was bird flu going around, so they were slaughtering all the chickens, and they were, testing everything and had to throw away product and this and that. And so the poultry industry went to F-45 and they were like, oh, well, we'll do just like what I said with COVID. We just won't test. And if you don't test, no bird flu. And literally, that's what they did. They just stopped testing, and we have eggs again. Very curious. We'll see. We'll see what words come. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. Sorry. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, there's an. Oh. Okay. I need a bigger table. Let me scoot. This is challenging. Okay. Okay. Sorry. So initially we have Knight of Pentacles. So knights are action cards. Pentacles is earth energy. Well, farmers are literally earth energy. That's what they work with, earth energy. And you've got, the thing is you look at his horse, and I think this makes me feel like they're feeling stagnant. Like the horse isn't really, like, he's very slow walk. He's not really, he's not standing absolutely still, but he's definitely not charging forward. He's just kind of like, okay, kind of moving forward a little bit. So pentacles, everything that is, legal or medical or resources or things like that, but it is earth. Pentacles are earth energy. Anything that the farmers work with are going to be earth energy, whether it's plants or animals, right? Whatever you're farming, it's earth energy. So this is the night. It's like they want to take action and they're doing what they can to take action, but it's just like the horse is just walking along. It's not even a trot. The horse is just walking along. So it's like they're doing what they need to do. There's not a lot of progress. They're not standing still. They're still moving forward, but it's a slow pace. So they're not, it's like, just another day. Meanwhile, I got bills to pay and I should be running at a full gallop, but I'm not. I'm just walking. So I feel this, it makes me feel like there's some anxiety, I guess is what it is. Like we should be running, but we're not. We're just walking. And so that has a level of anxiety to it, which is interesting. But it's crossed by the Two of Cups. So Two of Cups are usually agreements. So crossing that energy, that's the challenge to what this is. And I keep hearing F45. So whatever F45, all of his complete nonsense that he does, yeah, that's their challenge. So the agreements he's made or broken are what are affecting it. But I also feel like they're going to try to influence him and say, let's make a deal, right? Let's make a deal with, just like the poultry farmers did. They made a deal with him, whatever that deal was, to be able to get him to release some regulations so that they could start selling their eggs again and their poultry again. I feel like the other farmers, if they're willing to make a deal with F45, basically that's when he listens to you. If you have something to offer him, he'll listen to you, right? But if they don't bring something to the table, it's going to be, what I'm seeing is there could be some that are going to start voting Democrat because the GOP hasn't been doing for them. Now there's some that are going to be like, no, my mom and dad voted Republican. My community votes Republican. That's what the farm community does. We just vote Republican because, we also need a gun and, that's a Republican thing. But then there's others that are like, and you've done nothing for me and I'm losing my farm. Right. So there are a lot of agreements in play that are challenging this, the keeping the knight from moving forward or keeping the knight from charging forward. So that's interesting. And also in the foundation is the Queen of Pentacles. So again, the earth energy. So the Queen, always love my Queen cards. The Queen is a nurturer. She takes care of her own. She takes care of her people. She takes care of her land. She takes care of her country. Anything she cares about is what she takes care of. And queens have created their beautiful world. They know exactly what to do. They know exactly how to do it. And she has done that. See, she's got a beautiful little peacock there. She's also looking right at you. So she's not putting up with any guff. And I feel like there's going to be some farmers that start to stand up to him and be like, we have donated to your campaign. We have donated to the GOP. What are you going to do for us? I feel like that's going to start to happen more, much again, like the poultry farmers did. That's going to start to happen more. If they don't get a response, that'll be a bad decision on the GOP because they'll start to turn tail because it's their survival, literally. So, moving into the past, we have another Queen card. We have Queen of Cups. So there are a lot of secrets. This is interesting, and that this is in the past. So Queen is always, she always looks out the window like, yeah, I have my world, but there's more that I want. There's more out there. I'm not feeling whole. And I'm also holding on to some secrets. This has moved into the past. And I find that curious because I think that things coming up that are going to be revealed are going to put an end to a lot of the things that are causing strife for the farmers not being able to make progress, right? So a lot of the things that F-45 has put into place, once this regime goes away, a lot of we're going to be able to start to rebuild our economy again. We're going to be able to start to move forward again. The economy is going to have a rough time, and the farmers are no exception. So once F-45 takes a dirt nap and the secrets come out and things like that, there's some energy that will start to flow again. And it's going to make sense when you see what's coming up here. Another queen. Crowning this, the Queen of Wands. So wands are plans and fire, and they take action. This queen, again, she's looking right at you. Again, a nurturer card, but she's holding the wand. The wand, she's got plans, and she's good at creating her world. And because of the wand, she will create anything she wants. She can do any plan, take any action she wants. She's the queen, and she can do what she wants, and she will bring it. And it is fire. Fire is like action energy. So this is crowning everything. So you have, kid you not, this is really weird. You have Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and Queen of Wands. This is the foundation. This is moving into the past, and this is crowning. So this is the very top of everything, and this is the bottom of everything. How curious is that? Somebody that's just complete with the earth energy, and then crowning it all is there's some plans that are getting ready to take fire and take action, and moving the emotions into the past. So I really think it has to do with everything he's screwing up right now. When he takes a dirt nap, we'll be able to breathe again, including the farmers. I just think that they're kind of lumped up with all the rest of the energy right now, honestly, because what's coming in the future, the Judgment card. So again, the plans are taking action right now. You've got this in the past, you've got this in the future, and you've got this tying the two together, right? This is in the past. That means that, they're starting to feel a little better because the secrets have come out, because the cups, and it's emotional. It's moving into the past because people are finally seeing some judgment, and they're seeing judgment because plans have been enacted, right? That's the story. Woo! And internally right now, again, they're not feeling whole. So remember, we had the Knight of Pentacles that was just kind of walking along when really they wanted to gallop, but they were just kind of do. This is internally right now. Like there's an opportunity that needs to be taken, that needs to be grabbed hold of. I feel like they're trying to get in his ear. Like they're trying to say, hey, we need help. We need this. We need that. And he's a psychopath, allegedly, for entertainment and spiritual purposes only. He literally does not care. Unless you're going to throw money at him or throw some kind of a real estate deal at him, he does not care. Period. Full stop. Stop asking, don't they realize that people are they don't care. That is not in the equation at all. Unless you have money or resources to offer them, they do not care. This is, I think, them trying to offer him something like, you want us to support your politics, you want us to give money to the GOP, you want us to support your campaigns, you better help us out. And this is them trying to offer that. The thing is that they're not planning on having another election. So they're like, yeah, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep that in mind, right? They don't want they want to they've already tried to declare Democrats a terroristic party so that there's only one major party left. They don't have to worry about an election. What did he say? He said, just vote this time, you'll never have to vote again. He literally said that. People need to listen to what he says because he always tells on himself. So for right now, I feel like they're offering him things and he has yet to grab hold of it. So we'll see. See what happens when he takes the dirt now. It's going to be a little bit, but we'll see. I think they're going to hurt for a while, is what I think. External energy, things that the external forces that influence all of this, 3 of Wands. A lot of wands and cups and pentacles. Really interesting. Okay. 3 of Wands typically it's either the ship coming in or the ship going out. And I'm feeling like the ship is going out. Like all the best laid plans. And what I'm feeling is that the ship is pulling away. So this is the F-45 regime. They think they have it all figured out, but it's slipping away from them. Slipping away from them because people have plans. And the plans are taking action right now. I don't think their ship is coming in. They think it is, and they don't think they have to worry about the people or the farmers or having support or donations or anything. They don't think it's a big deal because they're like, they've got it all figured out. So remember the third whistleblower? If you caught wind of the third whistleblower, how basically what the third whistleblower was saying was that there's a company outside of the United States that it's crypto, goes through a blockchain company, and that's how they were financing the GOP and the whole election thing. And it also allows people to bet on the winner, thus also, and they connected in with Musk and Starlink and all that. It was all connected, and they were able to determine the outcome. So when they placed bets, they knew they were going to win. And all of that money, and it goes, very, 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 very deep. I've posted that article a couple of times in my posts. Go look for it. You can watch the corruption video. That goes through a lot of it. But they think that they have it all figured out and their ship is coming in big time. But more information is coming out and the ship is actually going away. That's really what I feel. Hopes and fears. He who would be king. The hope is that he'll take a dirt nap. The fear is that he won't, or if he does, everything still stays the same. Final outcome, 2 of Wands. So as far as the farmers go, which is the whole thing here, is they have some decisions to make. If the GOP doesn't bite on whatever it is they're offering, then it's up to them. Do they continue to support that? Or do they turn and start supporting Dems who actually care about people and the planet and, things? They have some decisions to make. I still feel like they're heavily, heavily GOP. They're so brainwashed at this point. So brainwashed at this point that they just can't get past it. That they'll keep slapping themselves in the face, and not get it. So if they wake up and collectively start voting Democrat, I think they'll get a lot of help. Well, actually, if a Democrat gets in there, the Democrats always help them anyway. And that's the other thing they don't seem to get, is the Democrats are always the ones bailing them out. Biden did a ton for the farmers, and so did Obama. So, it's the Republicans that always take from them, and yet they still support them. So it's the marketing, I guess. They just buy into the marketing, whatever. But if they can wake up and smell the coffee and realize that the GOP does jack for them, and they actually start to vote Democrat, that's when some changes will happen because they can put their money in towards, supporting a party that actually is going to help them out. So they have some decisions to make. And a lot of them are going to be, do I sell or not? Do I let, the government buy my land, which is what they want to do so they can develop on it, or not? Do I try to keep this farm going or not? There's a lot of farms that are just going to sell and they're just going to retire and say, I'm over it. I'm done. I'm done struggling. I'll take my several $1,000,000 from the government and I'll just go retire. So honestly, there's a lot of them leaning that way. So that's what I get. Okay. Now I got to catch up. Hold on. Ginger, did that answer you sufficiently? Do you have any other specific questions around that? Feel free to ask. The administration isn't going to help at this time. They've bought into a deal to buy up farmland so the farmers are on their own. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they don't want to take. So them trying to go, we're financing you. They're like, oh, okay, that's nice. They have their other plans. Skyfire, what do you see with the Russian drones over Poland? Well, Russia's testing the waters, see just how much pushback NATO gives. They're gonna give pushback. Yeah, they're not having this. They're not. No, they're giving pushback. The bigger question is, as long as F-45 is around, do we support NATO, even because we're a member of NATO, or do we support Russia? Do we get kicked out of NATO and end up fighting for Russia? That's what F-45 wants. I don't see that happening, but that's what they want. As someone who lives in a red state, it's the fact that their families are Republican. They refuse to vote any other way. I know, Texas T, it's like, and I've said this on several occasions, like, Mammy and Pappy voted Republican, so I'm going to vote Republican too. And my church wants me to vote Republican, so I'm going to vote Republican too. And it's just like, do you not have a brain of your own? I mean, seriously, my whole family's Republican. Throwing that out there. My oldest son is, he wasn't until he went into the Army. Let's put it that way. And then he came out fully brainwashed. My oldest son did. My youngest son, well, they've always been polar opposite. So there's that. He works, volunteers governmentally for the Democratic Party, and is very involved. So, two total opposite in that. But the rest of our family is Republican. Like you can think for yourself. It's possible. Just saying. But a lot of people refuse to do so. So cookie spinning. Cynthia, government of New York endorsed Zoran Mamdani for New York mayor. Yeah. I just heard about that before coming on. I'm going to do dowsing rods on that, I think. Let's see. But let me catch up on chat here. Cat Mom, I catch you the end, so I'm going to start at the beginning. Okay. Well, glad you made it. Thank you. Sperry Fever, good to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you here for a while. So good to see you. The whole rump regime are just old buddies from the Epstein day, crooked and dirty. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Cat Mom, I worked a ton of retail. I feel your pain. Oh, God, right? It's exhausting. Speaking of wanting to cut out humanity, I try really hard when I'm at work because I'm surrounded by so many people, that I'm just like, I just go into my, I am here and everything else is there. I don't, it's too much, but, yeah, I understand. Oof. Ginger, yes. Okay. All right. So going back to Cynthia, your question. I think I'm going to use my dowsing. I've noticed I didn't really pick up on this. Like when I start, my nose starts to itch whenever I get into this thing, into the energy thing. Like it doesn't itch all day. And I've never noticed that it's always when I'm doing this that all of a sudden it starts to start. I think it's a guide thing. I don't know. Because it's only while I'm doing this that I get itchy. My face itches. It's so weird. Okay. So let me see. What exactly do you want me to ask, Cynthia? Um, if Mdani is going to win, I guess let's ask that. And again, so a couple things, throwing this out there. When asking these questions, it takes the energy of the moment. So the energy can shift, the energy can change. And the reason why is because humans have free will. So somebody could do something either really intelligent or really stupid and make that choice and shift that entire energy. Also, throwing out there that all of the readers called that Kamala was going to win, and she did, but it was taken from her because of free will and dastardly deeds, which is going to be coming out. Hey, we get the first recount happening this month. That's going to be fun. Okay, so is Mumdani going to hold on, let me get my energy space here. Hi guys. Hello. You okay with me asking that question about Mumdani? Okay. Do you see him as winning the election? Most likely, yes. This one isn't center, though. It's hanging off to the side. The other one is swinging, yes. But with this off to the side, that tells me there are some variables that could happen. That it's not totally decided. Because when it goes like if you saw it, I'm going to shift my body because I can't control the wand. So if you saw it like there, can you show them what a clear yes would look like, actually? Can you guys do that, please? Okay. Yeah, like that. If it was doing that, that would be a solid yes. But now show me Mumdani winning. Or excuse me, will he win? And see how it goes off to the side? This one is still swinging, yes, but this one is going off to the side. That tells me that's not a solid. There are variables that could happen. Right now, the energy is leaning yes, but there could be things that upset that. So that's what this tells me. So how's that for a definite maybe? Okay. Yes, thank you, Texas T. Please do a thumbs up and like and share if you think of somebody that would like this. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. Cookie said finger red number one, finger red number one, finger red number one. I don't know what does that mean? I don't know what that means, Cookie. I'm sorry. You lost me on that one. I don't know. Okay. Holy cow, we've been here a while. Okay. So let me yes, thank you. I'm gonna just do a quick, I'll do an oracle card pull real quick, and then we'll call it here. So so again, if you guys would like to book a reading, I have one Friday spot open. Please contact me. Happy to do to schedule a September reading and get that in. The what is that? Hold on, letting you guys know about my schedule coming up. So not this coming week, but the next coming week after that, like 25th, 26th, 27th, I am going camping. So, and I legit will have no service. So will not be able to video anything. I may video something and post it later, but I won't be able to, there will be no signal where I'm going. So, but I'll give you a little reminder, but just so you have a heads up, at the end of the month, I'm going to be MIA for a few days in the mountains. So, okay, Let's do a little oracle. I'm just going to pull an oracle card for everybody. What's a good card for everybody? And this is one I usually need to read out of the book because these have stories to them. But oh, that one flew out. So let's go with that. Oh, I already know this one. This is good. I'll still read it. Why not? Transformation. Beautiful. 26. Let's read her. Okay. So I'll hold it up and read what it says. A woman is dressed in a red polka dot dress. The upper part has already begun the process of transforming into a butterfly. With her hand, she touches her chest. Is the butterfly part of her body? Is it a symbol of her soul? Is the woman transforming into a new life? This card leaves us with more questions than answers. Maybe you will find answers by thinking about how you would respond to these questions. Am I the person I would like to be? What can I do right now to transform some small part of myself? This kind of piggybacks on what I was talking about with the energy and using your energy, like finding that spark inside of how you want to feel and just filling your body with it and your space with it and owning it. That's part of what this is. Are you the butterfly? Be the butterfly. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the butterfly? What do you want that to be like? Who are you transforming into? Feel that now and let it fill you up now. So that was a great little kind of full circle. That was fun. So please like, share, subscribe. And let me know if you have booking. If you'd like to support this channel, there are links in the descriptions for Venmo link and also my Amazon wish list. If you do Amazon, thank you for both. If you do either of them, I really appreciate it. But if you do Amazon, make sure to, at the shipping part, make sure to select me, not you, or it'll go to you instead of me. So thank you so much. And so great. Thank you everybody for joining and being a part of the channel. And I really enjoy you all. So thank you. And we will see you soon. Peace out.